Hi lovelies and welcome back to another TikTok video. If you're new here, my name is Belinda Stronat and here is Belly. Don't forget to please subscribe to this channel on notifications so that anytime I upload videos, you will be the first person to be notified. And to my returning subscribers, thank you so much for all the love and support. To those people that share my videos, leave commentaries to this my small channel. You guys are the real MVP. Alright lovelies, let's get into the video. So lovelies, I came across this video on my For You page on TikTok and I thought to share with you guys where this Julianna she was actually trending on Twitter, but they brought it up to TikTok. You know what TikTok does. So guys, this Julianna went ahead to say that black people has been brainwashed by Jewish people and they are not even aware, they are uneducated. Like, she spilled so many things concerning black people. Julianna, this woman, she's into like lesbian films and all of that. Guys, I'm just gonna roll the clip as well as other stitches I was able to put together. Trust black community that actually came for her for spilling such thing. Guys, I'm just gonna roll the clip. Please leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video, and do not forget that this channel page does not support any form of violence. We are just here for educational purposes, guys. So please share this video, subscribe. So let's know why Julianna have to say all of this, or because she felt that black people are in support of Palestine, or because black people have been oppressed, and they see like Palestinians are also oppressed, and they supported Palestine, like ceasing fires, and they don't like what is happening in Palestine. And Julianna came around to say that black people were supposed to be supporting the Jews, or because she felt that Jews have helped black people in the past. Guys, let's just go to the video and let me just leave with all this explanation and let's get into it.
Straight woman saying that she feels more offended as a lesbian than a Jew when she is not even a part of the queer community. She just happens to play one on a TV show. So black people need to apologize to Native Americans and not the European colonists who was responsible for the unalivement, because the last time I checked, we were on a ship coming on the way over here. And straight woman saying that she feels more offended as a lesbian than a Jew when she is not even a part of the queer community. She just happens to play one on a TV show. So black people need to apologize to Native Americans and not the European colonists who was responsible for the unalivement, because the last time I checked, we were on a ship coming on the way over here and chained still by the same European colonizers. To her, the black community and the younger generation is brainwashed, that we are uneducated, and she wanted to say ignorant, but she stopped herself before she finished the sentence. It's getting repetitive how you tell black and queer people how they will be treated in another country, as if we don't get that same treatment here in America, where we are continued to be treated lower than other groups. The black community supports Jews, but we will not support an ethnic cleansing of an entire race of people. This straight woman saying that
the good wife, Julianna says that she wants to apologize for saying that black people have been brainwashed to hate Jewish people. She appeared on a podcast called The Back Room with Andy Ostroy on November the 21st, where she was discussing the ongoing war between Israel and Hamas. And she stated that black people should be completely supporting Israel, but have not been, because we've been brainwashed to hate Jewish people. She goes on to say that black people should watch a 2022 documentary called The U.S. and the Holocaust, because she doesn't know who's been teaching us all this time. And she feels that watching that documentary, we will see how the Yazidis got their playbook from how the United States treated slaves during the Jim Crow South. I would like to inform Julianna that black people were not slaves during Jim Crow, because slavery had ended for almost 70 years. And that categorizing liberated black people as slaves, even in today's context, reveals her underlying beliefs of how she really feels about black people and her inability to recognize them as liberated citizens of the United States. She then goes on to say that where is the history lesson in that? Because the entire Jewish community stood with black people and fight for civil rights. And because the fact that the entire black community isn't standing with them, to her, it says either that they just don't know about history or they've been brainwashed to hate Jewish people. I would like to introduce Julianna Margulies to Maurice Berger. He is the author of the book called White Lies, since Julianna thinks that we don't read and we don't know about history. Maurice, who is a Jewish man who did fight for civil rights for African Americans in the artistic space, started his book off with a prologue about his mother. Moments after a television news bulletin announced that Martin Luther King Jr. was dead, my mother said that he deserved to die. His mother, who was also Jewish and did not like black people, felt that Martin Luther King was a troublemaker and that he was ungrateful to those brave and foolish white people who stood by his side in the civil rights movement. He goes on to say, the things that my mother said about Dr. King were not inconsistent with some of the other things that she tried to teach me and my sister, that only light-skinned blacks were worthy of our attention and respect, that black people smell like baked beans, that black people were generally not as smart as white people, and that we should refer to black people as... I would also like to inform Julianna Margulies that while you are horrified by the fact that your statements upset black people, we are not horrified by that, and we do not give a fuck about your apology. And while we know that Israel does not equal Judaism or Jewish, we also know that not all Jewish people fought for civil rights. And therefore, your statement that black people should completely support Israel is a fallacy. And you can keep your damn apology.
I've agreed to stand for white liberals, and at this point it almost feels as though they are trying to intentionally cause emotional injury to black people. I was just on Twitter, and there's a video going viral of Julianna Margulies talking about the blacks, and in particular how Palestinians hate black people, and how as the blacks, the Palestinians would behead us and then play with our disembodied heads. And it's well known that white people fantasize about violence against black people, but something that's always bothered me is just how often they toy with how much black people are hated. Like, white liberals make it plain how much they hate us. They see their presidents in solidarity with us as like charity for us. And then if we find solidarity with any other oppressed peoples that they are also oppressing, they go around and tell us how much those people hate us, knowing full well that that is the anti-blackness they exported. And this is not to say that Palestinians feel like this at all, but the certainty with which they speak about how much black people are hated by every other group of people, and then cast us as naive and unintelligent for seeing ourselves in other people, you make it plain you hate us and you think we don't know.
The way white Hollywood will automatically default to it's black people's fault. It's crazy. Then they'll spend eons saying, "Oh, I'm not racist." Then why do you keep doing racist shit? Like, if it walks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, it's a duck, babe. I'm not a racist. I'm gonna proceed to say some extremely racist shit and then give you a stale ass apology. But I swear I'm not a racist. What you said was pretty fucking racist, babe. It's pretty racist. To all of our Caucasian allies, and our Jewish allies, I hope you can see how we as black people quite literally be living in our own world. We be in our own bubble, just minding our own black ass business. Obviously helping out the Palestinians or whatever, like everybody, literally like every other race of people, because every other country has joined in this fight. And for whatever reason, we live rent free in their head. Like, I want to say I don't get it, but baby, I do. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. It's nothing other than the jouet. Like, they're quite literally obsessed, okay? This woman got on national TV with her strong masculine face. Do you understand me? With her daddy's face. And perked them wrinkled lips up to tell the whole world that black people have been conditioned to hate Jews. We didn't even know you existed, honestly. That's no joke. Like, when I tell you I had to Google this woman, and I had been watching 2 seasons of the morning show before I realized that was her, the lady that my brain processed as an NPC on the morning show. because I quite literally never paid attention to her character. Whenever her character came on screen as Reese Witherspoon's love interest, it just never really processed in my brain, and it never stuck. So for her to all of a sudden have this random beef with black people is so out of turn and out of pocket, because baby, like I said, I quite literally have never heard of you. Don't know who you are, Julianne. Yeah, I know you are now because I Googled you. And it makes sense now because we are quite literally running rampant. I mean, living rent free in your head. We take up so much space, baby, and you were so bothered by just our mere existence and the fact that we disapprove of the Zionists in this country, because make it be known that the Jews stand with us. The Jews stand with us. The Zionists are the ones that you're speaking of, and you didn't need to include us in your racism, my love. We already knew you were. We can tell by just looking at you. You're racist. And for those of you who don't know what a racist may look like, they're caucus. That's all I got for you. This right here. She's got, but what about me written all over her face? What about me? I need attention. I need love. And I'm not sure exactly what it is about white Hollywood when they feel like they're not getting enough attention, or that someone's stealing their spotlight, to where they have to go poke the hornet's nest by doing some racist ass shit and then giving a stale ass literally saltine cracker ass apology. The Kardashians are famous, religiously famous for doing that. They do they shake the hornet's nest, hide their hands at the poke and the bear, and give a stale ass apology afterwards. This woman didn't even have the balls to go back on the same exact platform that she loudly and proudly said some bullshit, okay? And then because she realized her job was on the line and that she really wasn't about that life the way that she proclaimed she's about that life, then she backtracked like we all knew she would. But Julianne, my love, keep our name out your mouth. We don't know you. We don't care to know you. And this honestly ain't no beef. Like, we don't care. That's simply what it is. You can't paint the picture as did you not know that there are black Jews? Like, I'm so confused as to where this is coming from. I know where it's coming from. You're a Zionist and a racist, but I'm so confused. Like, when did you get... Who are you? And then when did you get balls to just, like, randomly start calling out black? Like, we don't think about you or any of white Hollywood. The only time we respond to white Hollywood is when they do crazy shit like this. To remind you, yet again, you're not that girl. And it's always the ones with their daddy face. It's always the one with their daddy face. Baby, we're not to blame for that. We're not to blame for that.
Pay attention. If y'all want to understand racism, particularly racism when it comes from liberals, it's in this idea that, first of all, they know better than us. And that, second of all, anything that we do is because we don't know better. Poor us, we are not educated. We know not what we do. And you hear a lot of liberals, a lot of people who consider themselves not racist come out and say the blacks just don't get it. And so we need to educate them. If we educate them, I mean, not to offend people, that's kind of how Christianity started. If we educate them, if we teach them of their wicked ways, then they will change. And that's a problem, because what that means is, what people aren't understanding is, when they say those types of things, they're saying that they're superior to us. They're saying that they know more than we know, and that we need to be guided by them. That we're so simple right? You hear a lot of Republicans and even black Republicans say, well, they just don't know. Black people just automatically follow Democrats. I'll never forget this white girl I thought was my friend. She said, well, you just voted for Obama because he's black. I said, black people are the strictest and hardest on black people. Think about how many black people have run for president. We be like, nah, we ain't messing with you. But they really think that any decision we make is because we're not intelligent enough, that we're not researching enough, that we don't understand what we're doing. And that is such a common form of racism that they don't realize that they do. Also, what strikes me, this is the arrogance of me, is that while we're really technically a tiny part of the population, everybody always stressing about what we're doing and how we feeling and who we're backing and what group we see it as. Which is like the shit. But sometimes I'm like, y'all kind of obsessed with us because we're not really a major part of the contingency if you really think about it just as far as numbers. If you think about that we're about 13% of the population, but they are so worried about how the blacks are feeling and what the blacks are doing and what you never hear people coming out talking about no other group and how they're leaning. Regardless of if they have a majority, way more people than us, they always worry about us because guess what? They know that what we say and how we feel matters and sets a precedent and changes things. Girl, but yeah, people are tripped, child. I'm tired. I'm tired.
Listen up, Julianna Margue lies. I have so many things to say to you in response to your absolutely unhinged rant on that podcast of that milquetoast white man. I don't even know who he is and I don't care. You said so many interesting things, but some of the things I want to highlight specifically and talk about to everyone else is like your constant conflation of Jewish people with Zionists and how the backlash to everything Israel is doing and that young people are finding resonates within their hearts has everything to do with Zionism and nothing to do with Judaism. And it has everything to do with the Israeli government. And I especially want to talk about how you can fix your thin ass motherfucking lips to speak on the black community and what you feel they owe you. Yeah, let's talk about all that. Number one, these they, them people, black kids who are not rallying around the Jews, as you say, in your time of need, and how you think, we owe an apology to Native Americans because we're the biggest occupiers of all. No, first of all, that's on white people. That's not on black people. I don't know if you know this, Julianna, but black people were kidnapped and brought to the U.S. They didn't eradicate Native Americans who were here on Turtle Island and take all their land. That was white people. So black people, that's got nothing to do with black people. So sorry. So yeah, that argument is bullshit. Second of all, I love how you talk about the blacks and how, you are the first person to run to the aid of the blacks. When George Floyd died, you put a black screen on your Instagram and when, LGBTQ people needed you, you made a commercial for same-sex marriage and you play a lesbian. So you're especially offended as a lesbian. That's all very hilarious to me, mostly because you are telling on yourself about how you do the most surface, cursory displays of allyship possible, and you think that should get you, I don't know, your bona fides, your activist bona fides. I don't know what you think that is, but it's not really doing anything. It's especially telling for me that you think like the best, like the foremost display of your allyship to the LGBTQ community is rallying for same-sex marriage, something that largely benefited like middle-class white LGBTQ folks, Very, very telling. Of course, that would be your main point of activism for that community. And bitch, because you play a lesbian on TV doesn't mean shit in real life. I don't know if you know this, but your characters are not real life. You are just an actress. I just want to let you know that. So you don't have any lived experience as a queer person, and you having anything to say about queer people and what they should feel like resonates with them and their lived experience is like wild. You were actually so wild for that. But such is the delusion of your average white middle-aged woman. You talk a lot about how the Jews were the one walking side by side with black people for their rights in the civil rights era, and how is the black community just abandoning the Jews now? First of all, bitch, we're not abandoning Jewish people. We're abandoning Zionists like yourself. And that's the thing that has fucking pissed me off about your entire rant. You have continuously conflated Zionism with all Jewish people, especially the Jewish people who were radical and committed to civil liberties for all groups of people, and especially the ones who even today say no to this genocide, and it won't be in their names. You are not part of that group of people. I'm not in your community, and I'm gonna fucking tell you that now. You are not part of that group of people. You're a Zionist, and nobody stands with you, bitch. Okay? We don't fucking stand with Zionists. And that's another reason why your little diatribe about the Black Lesbian Book Club in Colombia that said no Jews allowed was full of shit, because they said no Zionists allowed. And that is completely different, because there are Jewish people who are not Zionists. And they absolutely would have been allowed there. And everyone supports them now, because Jewish people who are not Zionists and see the evils of this genocide are absolutely standing hand in hand, arm in arm with the rest of the international community who loudly proclaims how evil this genocide is. You're not a part of that because you're a white supremacist Zionist. Sorry, bitch. You don't get to sit at our table, and I know that hurts you. Another thing you talked about was like, it's so unfathomable how young people now are supporting Hamas, supporting Osama bin Laden. No, you actual fucking walnut. People are supporting resistance to imperialism and settler colonialism and oppression. And they are supporting shining a light on the hypocrisy of America being like the top watchdog of the entire world as they commit atrocities and evils all over the world to the global south. That is what people are supporting. People are opening their eyes to that. They are not carte blanche supporting anyone, but they're just supporting the message of how hypocritical this government is, how complicit in evil all around the world it is, and how it's been oppressing people with the Israeli government for decades. And we're not going to close our eyes to that anymore. The propaganda doesn't work. I'm sorry. And it's so telling that people like you, Zionists like you, are so committed to shutting down social media, because you know social media is where the truth is being proliferated. Not everything on social media is great, but social media is so powerful, especially now. That's how we've been able to fight propaganda, and that's how we've been able to share the truth with one another and make sure that we all understand what Zionists are trying to tell us, like what they have been telling us for years, and it's been working, and we know that it's not going to work anymore. It's so telling that you are all against social media and think it should be banned and shut down. That's such a fascist move. That's a fascist ass move. And it's very telling that you want to shut down people from sharing the truth with one another because it doesn't serve your narrative. Like, you're a fascist white supremacist Zionist, and I'm sorry you don't feel supported, but no one fucking likes Zionists. You guys are uncool, okay? You're uncool and you're full of shit. I don't really care if that hurts your feelings, bitch. Nobody wants to stand with you because you guys suck and you support genocide. We don't like you. So I'm sorry you feel like nobody's on your side, but it's because no one is.
We don't hate Jewish people. We love Jewish people who understand how terrible this genocide is and understand that there needs to be a ceasefire and understand that there needs to be peace in that region so that everyone can live side by side. We hate Zionists like you. So yeah, you're not going to feel supported. You're not going to find any support amongst young people who are on social media and telling the truth to one another. And I bet you're not that good of an actress. I heard you got Emmys or whatever, but I don't care. There's no way you could be that good an actress. You seem like you suck.
I seriously love this, as in everything that she has said, everything that she has narrated. I just want to know when or how did the Jewish people actually helped black people, because what I knew, because she actually said that black people are uninformed, they are uneducated, they are ignorant, and she went ahead to write so many things on her on this room, because I decided not to post this the thing she spilled because of whitey and all of that. But if you watch this video, you will understand what she was saying. She went ahead to say that black people are all ignorant and they have forgotten how the Jewish people has actually helped them in the past, which I'm so shocked. Like, how did they help them in the past? So she wants black people to actually come together and support the Jews so as to continue oppressing the people of the Palestine. Like, what is she trying to do? These black people she's often talking about are oppressed people already, that like they are oppressed. So you want black people, why is it that everybody want black people to come and support them, black people to come and do whatsoever, but when black people need something, they turn up black eyes? Everybody want black people to come support them, everyone want black people to come help them. Everyone is so angry when black people is not getting involved. That's why Dr. Umar, that's why Dr. Umar was like, black people should not get involved between what is happening in Palestine and in Israel, because we already have our own. We already have what is bothering us. We already have our own problems. So this woman went ahead to say that if black people don't want to support, the Jews and all of this, should just get themselves out from America. Like, as if these people actually came to America on their own. Your colonizers went to Africa, decided to buy some kind of people, then you forcefully took these people out from their home in Africa, bringing them to America, like then imprison them, like treating them so bad that you also made them to change their names, to change their culture, to change their language and all of that. And you are telling them to get back to Africa or get out from America if they don't want to support the Jews, or if they don't know the history behind their existence, as if these people are not aware. You are talking to people that is aware. Like, everything is happening. They are aware of everything that has happened. They are aware of the oppression. They are aware of how they've been treated and how they've been maltreated. How many times have they been talking about reparation? How many times have they been begging and talking about how they should be lifted up? But everybody has black eyes. But now everybody wants black people to be involved. Like, what is it with these people? What is it that they cannot let people of color be? What is it that they cannot let them be? Like, so you expect people of color to just, relax and clap for Israel about what they are doing to the Palestinian people, what they are doing to people that is already oppressed. You are angry that, okay, they are calling Jews or Zionist people colonists. Yes, you guys are colonizers. You guys are not even, because I read alerts and I noticed that they are not even the original Israel people, the one in the Bible. I saw that on TikTok. Like, they actually came from wherever they came from, maybe Europe to Israel, sold so many of other people to the slavery and all of that, and later on they try to inherit, or they decided to become the Israel that they are today. Like, what is it? When I saw this on Twitter or on TikTok, I was like, oh my goodness, like, there we go again. There we go again. It's all about black people this, black people that. Why wouldn't they support us? We have helped them in the past. How? These people they are still oppressed. Okay, if you've helped them, what is happening, or what are you people doing about the reparation that's been talked all over? all the time. Like, seriously, lovelies. Seriously, like, this is just getting me. So I don't even know what to say anymore, because this is just too like, okay, she has sent an apology. Like, she is apologizing for saying that black people have been brainwashed by the Jews, or that have been brainwashed, by the whatever she said. And the apology don't even make any sense, because you've already said it. She have already said whatever she wanted to say, and this apology is just medicine after unaliving, because Mrs. Julianna, you have done your own. Like, just leave black people out of your mouth. Just leave them alone. These people are already oppressed. They're trying to create their own wealth. They're trying to live their own, level themselves. Because if they don't do that, no one is going to help them. They don't have all the privileges in the world. So just allow them to, have a fresh air to breathe in. So guys, why not just, leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video. And do not forget that this channel, we do not support any form of violence. We are just here for educational and, educational purposes, guys. So share this video, subscribe if you've not done that too. And if you're coming from Belinda's channel, oh my goodness, you guys are the real MVP. Thank you so much for all the love and support. I cannot take all the gesture for granted. So ladies, on that aspect of Belinda's channel, I'll be posting like once there, like maybe once in a week, or 2 or 3 times in a week, just to keep it going. But here I'll try as much as I can to be, very, very constant, because I also want to develop here. I'm trying to do something on Belinda's channel, but that's why I shift everything to this place. So if you are from Belinda's channel, thank you so much for all the love and support. Just please share this video, subscribe if you've not done that already. And Julianna, you guys should leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video, because when I saw this video, I was like, oh my goodness, Julianna, or whatever she calls herself, she has just broken a record. This has been trending on Twitter. It's been trending on TikTok. A lot of creators are stitching this video. A lot of black people, black creators, Asian creators, white creators, they have been trading. They have been stitching this video, and people are just airing their own opinion. Like, guys, so you can also do that in the comment section, because we are all just here to learn, and that is it. So guys, I will see you lovelies when I upload my next video. So remember, blessed, and I love you so much, guys. All right, lovelies, bye.